Hey YouTube, it's Missing No here for another review. This time I will be reviewing Star Wars Black Series 6-inch scale Commander Cody. Before I actually get into the review though, I wanted to just show off one quick thing. I meant to show this in the review of this guy, in the 2-pack, the Wampa and Ha Fluke, but I didn't I didn't have the chance to film this and put it in, so I just wanted to say, in that review I said I thought he had an ankle tilt, but it didn't seem like he had one when I was filming it, and it was just really tight. It does have an ankle tilt, so just thought I would show that off. And I also wanted to, before I got into the figure, I just wanted to show off, I did have the box for Commander Cody, so wanted to show that off real quick. Good artwork on here. I think the Black Series boxes are actually really cool. I think the kind of, don't even know exactly what to call this style, but it's really cool. It gives a really nice effect. So, on to the figure itself. So here he is, and as always with these Black Series 6-inch figures, lots of nice detail, lots of good molding detail and paint detail. The kind of little antennas and light, and all these are a little soft, but not too rubbery. A lot of little details in the belt and everything. Just make it really stand out well. I mean, like a lot of the one thing you don't see very much on well, especially in these Black Series figures, they've been doing this a lot, but where they paint just even the little details on the items on the belt, and I think it really just excuse me, it makes the figure feel, just kind of come to life a little more and just really look good. I've always really liked his armor. I think it has a really good look with the orange. He does also come with these two blasters. So, no real painted detail on these, but that's not so bad. A lot of good painted detail on the figure. And he can hold them both. He can just hold this one. They'd probably go in the right hand because it does have the molded trigger finger, but he can definitely still hold them in the left if you would like him to. He can totally also do the, two-handed rifle pose, but it's a little bit tricky to get it totally, you know what, here, I'll just cut and come back when I have him when I have him all posed. So, I was able to get him in sort of a, two-handed pose. It is a little bit tricky, just the way the armor is, to try and get the both hands actually on to the rifle, but he is still nice and poseable. It's mostly just the joint can only go so far in because of the way the kind of socket is cut. So but for posability, he does have forward and back at the elbow, or at the shoulder, in and out. Unfortunately, it doesn't go out all the way because the kind of shoulder armor gets in the way. I am kind of glad that they decided not to cut into that. It does mean that his arms only go out about that far, but otherwise they pretty much would have just had to cut away, and I think that would have looked nowhere near as good, or made it just kind of shorter, not come up as far. And I just think that would have sacrificed a lot of the look of the shoulder pads, and in reality I think they were able to make it pretty good, because it's sort of, the shoulder pad goes above the rest of the armor, so you can still get a reasonable amount of in and out movement. He does have a swivel at the bicep. Elbows do bend. They are actually quite tight, but has a double bend, and you can get a reasonable amount out of it. So not like totally up to the shoulder, but still a reasonable amount of posability, especially considering sometimes I find that either the armor can help posability because you don't have to worry as much about making the joints show, so sometimes the designers of the figure are willing to go a little bit farther to add posability. Other times I find that the armor can kind of get in the way, and I feel like this is one where the armor gets in the way a little bit. Just the sculpting on it can, like on this side, this little piece here, it gets in the way a little bit of the swivel, but you can still get it all the way around. So, it does have the kind of ab crunch swivel here. And the belt, as I said, some of the armor gets in the way a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's definitely really posable. Forward and back, in and out. Does have a swivel here. Double hinged knees, and the knees do bend. The armor doesn't get in the way at all, so they do get a nice deep bend. And then the ankles have a forward and back, and also a swivel, kind of a pivot, ankle tilt. So you can definitely get them in a good kind of running pose with one leg kind of forward, one leg back, and then kind of like half of this video is going to be me sitting here posing this thing, but you can get him in some really kind of dynamic poses, so that's nice. So, definitely a good figure, and I would recommend him. He's not like an essential Star Wars character for your display, but definitely one that I would recommend of the Black Series 6-inch figures. So, especially if you're a fan of Commander Cody, I would definitely recommend picking him up. So, thanks for watching, and tune in for more videos.